you mind if I get a photo with you?
Yeah,
mate?
for sure.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, same.
Thanks, mate.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Very inspiring.
I wanted to do exactly what you did when I was younger.
So without further ado, Mr. Matt Hall, welcome.
Thanks, mate. I'm really just going to talk about my life story. The thing that wasn't quite normal about my upbringing was that I had aviation in my blood. My granddad was a pilot in World War II. My dad was inspired by his dad. When I turned 14, I started my own training. I went solo at 15. I couldn't wait to get out of school because I knew that I wanted to fly. Here I was in my early 20s running around in a $50 million jet fighter. I did 2 tours, a tour at 77, a tour at 3. I was in the first squadron in the world to go head-to-head in training with MiG-29s and a Hornet. I was then selected to go on our own Top Gun school called Fighter Combat Instructor course, and ultimately became the chief instructor of our Top Gun school. As it turned out, I spent 18 years in the military. It went like that. Now what I got to break the boredom, I've got a video of me flying a Hornet. It was filmed for 60 minutes. Straight up into the vertical. If you're on a Jetstar flight, it does this. It's all bad. We'll now fast forward to outback New South Wales. I now start getting serious.
Wait, 2 knots, spread left 2 miles.
Look at the top of my canopy and you'll see the shockwave form now as we go supersonic out of the target area. So we're now doing about 1,200 kilometres an hour and off we go. Pretty cool job, huh? Yeah. The phone rang at work and it was the bosses, and they say, hey, there's this thing called the Red Bull Air Race. It's coming to Perth. We want you to take your squadron over there. And I watched the first guy dive into the track and I'm shaking my head, my jaw's open, I'm thinking, these guys are idiots. My wife, she's standing next to me, her eyes are big, her jaw's dropped, and I look at her and she looks back at me and shakes her head and goes, this has got you written all over it. So we rolled the dice. I went back to work and I put a resignation on the desk and I became Australia's first and, as it turns out, to date only Red Bull Air Race pilot. Now pilots, we all have this thing where we drive over bridges or under bridges and we look around and we go, yeah, I reckon I could fit under this. And the first bridge I ever flew under was called the Chain Link Bridge in Budapest. The video commences on 1 metre above the Danube River doing about 400 kilometres an hour, and I actually physically duck as I go under the bridge. And then I'm in the track. These aircraft have a power-to-weight ratio of greater than 1 to 1. Now the wings are solid, you watch them bend. That's using a lot of G there. The G of a Hornet is 7.5 G. We race to 12 G in these aircraft and I've been to 14 G. The average person passes out at 4 G.